Do you know the new Lotus Europa?
Not really, no.
No, I've never seen one.
I don't go.
It's interesting now. I filmed one for Top Gear last year. It's such a dreary car. We never put the film out. Or it might be that I made a dreary film about it. Whatever. We never actually put it on the television, okay? Well, now Lotus has come up with a way of making it more appealing. So what they've done is upped the price from £33,000 to £150,000. £150,000.
What? Wow. What, they filled it with diamonds?
Yes, they have.
No, seriously?
No, they have filled it with diamonds. I've got a picture of the interior here, okay? You can see some of them glinting on the top of the gear lever. But that's basically what it is, 164 diamonds. Now, they didn't get them from De Beers, okay, or Hatton Garden, or Bond Street. They went to a company called Windsor Bishop. Have you heard of them?
Oh, no.
They bill themselves as East Anglia's leading diamond specialist.
Leading?
There's a lot of diamonds up there in the silt.
Well, yes, that's crop rotation, isn't it? You plant things, you go carrots, curly kale, diamonds, fallow. Carrots, curly kale, diamonds,
Is it me?
fallow.
Yeah, almost certainly it is, yeah.
No, because I quite like the idea of that.
Then yes, it is just you.
Does anybody here like the idea of that?
A diamond-studded Lotus.
Yes, do you remember the Technomarine watch that was a really plastic cheap watch? And then they put diamonds all around it. And I quite like that. Maybe I'm a wag.
What?
Do you like it? Do you like my jacket?
Do you want it?
I'm not joking, I really like the idea of that. I think I'm Abby Clancy. But if you think about it, if you pull in a petrol station and they say, oh, if you've got your credit card, and then they say, oh, well, leave your watch, you don't just prize one of the diamonds out of gear knob and give them that.
It's ridiculous.
It's not ridiculous, it's superb. Colin Chapman said, simplify and add diamonds.
No, he didn't say that.
Oh, no, he didn't. But anyway, look. We're going to move on now. Can I just show you something? Have a look at this. Have you ever seen anything like that? It's that cashmere top, the Ugg boots, the Louis Vuitton
She's
bag.
lovely.
She is the
really
happiest, prettiest girl I've seen in ages. Just an absolute delight to have her on the show.
Absolutely lovely.
Okay, what's next?
Last week we discovered that the Americans have finally learned how to make a decent car. This week we've discovered that they've forgotten again. Because there's this, it's the Cadillac SRX crossover, and it's a big, massive in fact, ugly daft thing. Why?
Has it got 7 seats in it?
No, it's got 5.
So it's got the same number of seats as a Ford Fiesta?
Yeah, it'll cost between £28,000 and £37,000. I know, but, but the general manager of General Motors, Jim Taylor.
General Jim Taylor.
General Jim Taylor.
General manager of General Motors.
Generally says. He actually went on record saying it's the right size at the right time. It's so not, is it? It's a massive, massive car. We don't
This
want
was
that.
a man who in 1946 christened his son Adolf. It's the right name at the right time.
Timing is not his thing.
Can we make that go away from our studio?
Forever.
There it is, gone. Get back onto cars, quickly.
Okay, yes, let's get back towards cars. We've always thought that there's absolutely no reason for anyone to buy a Peugeot, is there, really? Why?
Anyone think of a reason for buying a Peugeot? What? So you could crash it?
Yeah,
No.
There's no as well. Peugeot have obviously given this some thought, and they've come up with the reason. They've brought out this car. It's called the Partner TP. Yeah. No, wait, no. You see, you're judging before you know why Peugeot think you're going to want it. What they've done is fit it with like a roof box over the top there.
What, on the inside?
On the inside of the car, it's kind of a long, thin box, which they say is perfect for the person who wants to store, like, a surfboard.
Is there anybody here who is a surfer?
Okay.
Are you a surfer somewhere else? So you're not. So when you said not in England, what you meant, well, not ever. So unfortunately, 0% of the British people want to buy that car.
What they're looking for is somebody who wants a car with a loft you could keep a surfboard in.
Yes.
It's fairly special.
Who's completely blind and doesn't notice the car is as ugly as a battered hamster.
That's the buyer they're after.
Hey, now, back in the summer, some global warmingists decided that they wanted to prove you could have a wind-powered car, okay? So they made this. There it is.
Yeah, I read about this thing. They said they were inspired by Donald Campbell. Want to know what they called that?
Bluebird.
No. Greenbird.
Oh, for God's sake.
Yeah, I know. It just...
You would never tire of hitting them over the head with a chair, would
No,
you?
never.
Don't take Donald's name in vain again.
I've worn this chair out. Get me another.
Yellow, tooth-thick, organic, tea bag wearing. Can I have another chair now?
I've worn it out on your head. But they also then say that wind-powered cars are the future of motoring. They're just not! Look at it! It's got a 100-foot mast on it. Where are you going to park it? Wind power is no more the future of motoring than magic power cars or thought power. It just won't. It's not. It's a stupid idea.
You can't depend on a wind-powered vehicle, can you, for the road? But what if you were hideously injured and you were waiting for the wind-powered ambulance?
Yeah. Sorry we're late, Gov. We had to tack all up Main Street.
Can I just ask a question as well?
What?
How do you park a wind-powered car?
You moor it.
Doesn't it
After
blow
watching
away?
you in a Triumph Herald in Dover Harbour with great difficulty.
Well, where'd you park it? Look at the height of it.
Anyway, listen, okay, to highlight global warming, they took it out to Australia to show, to try and set a land speed record for wind-powered vehicles.
Yeah, and?
And the attempt had to be called off because it was too cold and rainy.
Now, political news from this week.
Barack Obama?
No.
Has he walked on water? Channel 4 News seem to think he can.
No.
Has he turned all of Lake Tahoe into wine?
No.
Has he made fish out of bread?
No.
Has he cured leprosy?
No, none of those
That's
things
a bit disappointing.
Yet. No, it is Boris Johnson.
Boris.
Because he's...
Oh, we did a little bit of Boris.
He said, and I'm really, because he's gone on record as saying he wants to stop punishing motorists, and he says this...
Where's that? Why is that a bad thing?
Well, he says this. He wants to clear the streets of traffic throttling excrescences.
Boris, what you've done there, mate, is slipped into Latin.
What does it mean?
Excrescences.
Is that a proper word?
Does anybody here know what excrescences mean? Do you know what it means? Excrescences? Teeth whitening? I don't think it is that.
I don't see the link there.
James, you're a man wearing a dead snake. Do you have any idea?
No, but I think it must have the same root as words like excrement.
I think it's poo related. Yeah, it is.
He wants to clear London of
Poo.
What was it? What did he
Of
call it?
traffic throttling
Traffic
poos.
throttling poos.
I thought they were mini roundabouts.
Well, to be honest, I'd have thought that'd have been the sort of thing we'd have noticed by now. You'd have seen that.
If anybody out there is watching who is a Roman emperor who knows what Boris is on about, do please write to us at BBC Top Gear. Where are we? It'll be No, it won't. It'll be II blank V11 Woodus Lane, Londinium, near Colchester. WXYI V11TS.
Hey, drop us a line there.
Find out what Boris is talking about. Now, may I, chaps, bring your attention to this. It's an Audi RS4, doors open, bonnet opens, boot, and if I turn the steering wheel, look, can you see that? It actually turns the wheels. Now, I bought this from a major West London retailer the other day for £19.99, which means they're selling it to the retailer, whoever makes it, for a tenner. So why don't they just make it the size of a car? Because it wouldn't be more than £100.
Jeremy, it hasn't got an engine.
Well, how hard can that be? I mean, I know engines are a bit fiddly. Say £30 for the engine, £130, real car size with an engine.
So scale up.
You see where I'm going? Why are cars so expensive?
No, it's interesting actually, because this is a Range Rover Sport, and look at this, the bonnet fits better than it does on the real one.
Even if it's £500.
So you scale them up to be full size.
Well, you don't need to scale that up.
It's pretty much perfect, actually.
It's Hammond size.
But the doors don't open.
See, all I'm saying is I want to get toy car makers to make their toys bigger, and then we can drive about in them.
No.
What?
Safety.
You haven't thought this through.
Well,
how fast can a bowler bowl a ball, a really fast cricketist? Anyone?
100.
100 miles an hour?
Yeah.
100 miles an hour, right? So you can, when the ball goes, right? So, excuse me, everyone, I'm just going to pop down here. Now, I'm not a cricketist, okay? So let's say that when this leaves my hand, like a kid, it's 50 miles an hour, okay? But this is 18 scale, so that's actually 900 miles an hour. That's faster than the speed of sound. Okay? Ready? I'm going to give it a good... Oh, the steering's... You have to do it with the wheel. Ready? 900 mile an hour impact.
That is pretty astonishing. No, you're right, these things are...
It hasn't even got a paint chip. 900 miles an hour.
So hang on.
I've just tested that out.
This is an Audi RS6 Avant. This is an estate car. It's at 1/40th scale. If I drop it from, what, 10 feet? Come on, that's 10 feet, so that's the equivalent of what, James? That's like a 400-foot drop in a car. That would break an ordinary car, and it's rolled... That was a horrendous crash in full size.
And?
Not a mark.
Is it seriously not marked?
Not a mark. They're very tough.
Have we just solved the car industry's problems? You just... General Motors...
I think it's a significant...
General Motors is over. Corgi, it's the future.
Have you heard about this bloke that's building this flying car, which he reckons will be ready in 2 years' time?
Oh, God, you know, I saw that in the, inevitably, the Daily Mail.
Yeah.
No, it's a guy, okay, he says that it's going to cost £500,000. It's based on a Ferrari 599, and instead of having a normal engine, it's got 8 fans, which sort of point backwards, so you go along, yeah? And then when the traffic gets a bit sticky, they tilt, and you lift off, and you can fly for 75 miles at 100 miles an hour over the traffic. Apparently, it's the brainchild of a man called Mr. Colkins. Apparently, he came up with the idea while he was doing his maths homework. And then he thought of some anti-gravity shoes and a magic-powered car.
We've got a picture of it, actually.
What, not it?
Of the car, there
is
it is.
Is that him at the back?
No, actually, that's Dr. Moller. He's a very respected American advocate of flying cars. It's a problem he's been working on for about 30 years, and I've met him. He's extremely intelligent, extremely capable, and he believes fervently in alien abduction.
See?
Yes.
So he's... Allegedly.
Very
you're not allowed to say someone.
No, you just did.
Okay, he's got a beard.
He has
got a bit of one, yeah.
He's woken up one morning and thought, I believe in alien abduction, I believe I look better with this beard.
Can I ask a question about flying cars?
Yeah.
Why would you drive along the road and wait until the traffic got really busy and then think, oh, you know, this traffic's really heavy, I think I'll take off? Why would you not just fly somewhere in the first place?
Do you know, that's a brilliant point. What is the point in flying cars? Why are they trying to invent it? Why would you want to drive around?
It'd be like a VA captain just setting off with his 747. Actually, the M4 looks quite empty. I'll just drive down there.
No, it's getting busy. I'll take off. I think what they're after is something we already have. It's called an aeroplane.
Yeah. Now, you know, in America, if you want to buy a Nissan, but you want to spend a bit more money, well, a lot more money actually on it, you can buy something called an Infinity. Anybody know what I'm on about? Yes, there's some nod. Good. Well, now, okay, here it is. It's coming to Britain. Okay. Now, I've got some details of it here, okay? And I want you two to tell me if you understand the first thing about what I'm...
Oh, God. Please get
His
some
eyes
glasses.
have gone as well. He's getting a monocle.
Haven't.
Wait a minute. No, see if you can read this, okay? Understand this.
See if you can read it.
Well, yes, it's got an audiophile quality head and incorporating double oversampling 24-bit 96 kilohertz Burr-Brown digital analog converters.
No.
Anyone here know what anything on that means? No? Okay, let me go on. It's got HVAC functions and a 9.3 gigabyte music box hard drive with compact flash drive slot.
Not nice.
What? It's a fridge magnet? It's a snow cone maker? I have no clue what any of this means.
Has it got an engine?
Now, it's funny you should say that. You have to go, I've torn it out, you have to go to page 9 before you get to the engine, where it tells you it's a 3.7 litre V6.
How much power?
They don't know.
How can they not know? They built
This is from Nissan themselves, okay? 330 horsepower estimated. Torque estimated. They know about its gigabyte slot, but they don't know how much power it puts out.
Is it actually a car at all?
Yes, it's a car for people who say, I would have a Lexus, but there's too much prestige and tradition associated with Lexus, so I want something a little bit more nouveau riche. They'll probably do a Pringles special edition, the parvenu. I bet you any money they sell none.
At all?
Not one.
Better not.
Hey, rejoice everybody. Nissan have come up with the future of motoring. Here it is. No, Nissan have worked out, okay, that I think they're saying over half the world's population will live in cities within a couple of years. And that unless we all start to drive something smaller, there will just be complete gridlock. So that's their answer.
How small is that?
It's about 1'5" less than the Fiat I was looking at earlier, so...
Oh, wow, there you go. Gridlock averted, the world is saved by that.
Okay, the problem isn't that roads are too short, is it? If we're honest.
No, this road's too narrow, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think the problem is the man responsible for this car, okay, I think he concentrated more on dreaming up an interesting sounding job title than he did on the car itself, because he's called Francois Bancon. So I'm presuming he's not Japanese.
No.
Sounds more like one of your lamb burners. Francois Bancon, right, and his job title, I'm not joking, is General Manager. Exploratory and Advanced Planning Department. Product Strategy and Product Planning Division. Nissan Motor Company Limited.
What?
He's gonna have... Check it out, Chicky. I am the General Manager. He's never going to pull a bird with a job like that, is he?
He wouldn't have had that job title in the era of Dymo tape, would he? If he'd had to do it with that. If he'd made a cock-up at Nissan.
Mind you, just imagine his business card. Take him half an hour to get it out of his pocket. I'll give him a card, look. It's articulated.
How many people here are interested in buying that? So that's 0% of the people in Britain are interested in the future of motoring.
Conducted a survey we can
Which is good.